Hello, Teaquilters. Today is April 10th, 2019. It's about 6:58 p.m., I guess. If you're watching this at any other time, just know that you're looking at an upload and we are no longer live. So let me get this on my phone. Can you all hear my fans? Are they really bad? I'm already hot. Hi, Nancy. You just commented on one of my posts. So we got a couple more minutes so we can get people in. Thanks, June, for letting me know, because I did not want to cut this fan off. It normally does okay, but it seems loud to me while I'm actually in front of it. So yes, we got a couple more minutes. I have been busy. Last week, what had happened was I ended up getting like a sinus headache just out of the blue, and my head did not like any position other than laying on a pillow. So that's what I did for 2 days. Spring has already sprung. I see all kind of trees have bloomed in my neighborhood, so now I know why I was sick last week. Trying to think what else. I've been so busy. It's so much going on in my life. I got a busy week. Let's see. Today is Wednesday. We got Anita Grossman Solomon coming to our quilt guild tomorrow. And so that's going to be interesting. All I have to do is take pictures, so I've got the easy job. Let's see. I'm looking at my calendar right over here. So that's the 17th. Sunday, I'm hoping that I'm still scheduled to record another studio. I'm hoping that that's still on. I will double check that tomorrow. Also on Sunday, I will be leaving to go to West Plains, Missouri, which is where the GAMO headquarters is in Missouri. They also are located in Columbia too, but West Plains is their main headquarters. So then that's Monday. Then next Tuesday I have a lecture in Bourbon, Missouri. So I'll leave West Plains and go to Bourbon, Missouri. What's after that? I'll come home on Tuesday, I guess. And then next week after that is Paducah week. So I'll be in Paducah. So if you are in Paducah, you see me, please stop and say hello. I just found out that Fabritique's booth is going to be in the main area, so the main show area where you will find the best of show quilts. So let's go ahead and give the shout outs. We got Christine here. She says hi, TNT Quilters. Hi, Christine, welcome to the chat. June Hansen is here. She says hi, Miss T and everyone, glad you are feeling better. Thank you so much, June, appreciate that. Nancy Chandler is here. She says hi, T. Hi, Nancy. Welcome to the live chat. Tiffany Gary says hello. Hi, Tiffany. Lisa, my niece, is here. She says hello, everyone. Hi, Lisa. I was just thinking about you today. I was trying to clean some of this area up. You can still see where I've got this box here, but I can't put that up yet. So I've got stuff I've been trying to clean off of my long arms area so I can use it. I've been doing a lot of video, and whenever I'm doing a lot of videos, the area gets congested. We've got Anna Safar. She says hello from Ohio. Hi, Anna. We got Cordelia Mawson. She says hi there, everyone. Peggy O'Connor is here. She says hi, Tea and Quilters. Hi, Peggy. Allie says hello, everybody. Claudette Betty says hello, everyone. Nancy says, we were sneezing like crazy here in Kentucky. Yes, indeed, honey. I know y'all got a lot of blooms, and I'm going to be heavily medicated when I come to Kentucky. June says, I have had problems with that too, with the sinuses. And Claudette came back again because her first one wasn't right. She says, hello. Hi, everyone checking in from Anaheim, California. Orna says, has anyone used tearaway quilt designs? Are you talking about like Golden Threads brand? I have used like very long time ago some of the quilting stuff that was on a roll. I have used it. It was like a thinner paper based. It was so long ago that I don't remember, which probably says that it worked well, because if it was difficult to tear out, it probably would have been memorable. Kathy Mitchell says, hi T, I'm working on the t-shirt quilt and so far so good. Thanks for your help. A lot of work. Got 10 blocks done so far. Woo. Yeah, t-shirt quilts, if you're doing a custom set, they can be more cumbersome, but I like the puzzle of it, and I like the fact that not everyone is going to have that as compared to a regular set where they're just all the same size no matter what designs on the t-shirt or what size the t-shirts are. So I do like the puzzle. Got Francesca here. She says, hi T and everyone. Hi Francesca. Been talking with her. I have to see if I'll meet you Saturday. If I can get myself up and get out and be there at 10, then I might can meet you Saturday. You and I think you said Debbie's going too. We got Trey here. She says, hi T and T Quilter, South Carolina in the house. she's calling in to the DJ station. Sandra says, good evening T and all from snowy Wisconsin. Yes, she just posted in Teaquilts Facebook group that it is snowing there. And that's one of the reasons why I don't really like Missouri. But I don't want to move further north because of more snow, but I don't want to go further south because since I've been hot flashing, it's too hot. So I think I'll just stay right where I am. What's so funny is my niece, she moved to Chicago, I want to say like 4 months. I can't remember now. I'm losing how many months. And she's already talking about she's coming home. It's 37 degrees in Chicago, and we got 70 here in St. Louis area. So she is not happy. My cousin. I keep wanting to call Catherine my niece, because she's one of my youngest cousins. She probably is my youngest cousin. No, I got Genesis is my youngest. But hi, Catherine. Welcome to live chat. We both have been trying to get into this t-shirt game and doing these t-shirts. So that's pretty cool. Allie says, I love my t-shirt. I quilt so I don't kill people. Laughing out loud. Thank you so much. That is fun to make. Vicky Lemire says hello. Leah O'Brien says hi T and everyone. And then we've got Eric Oda here. He says, well, hello there everyone. Hi Eric, welcome to the chat. Bonita Nan says, hi Miss T and everyone. How are you feeling today? Whole lot better. Much, much better. I just, sometimes, you know, when you take sinus meds every day, you just like don't want to take them, and then like you realize, okay, I haven't taken it in about 2 days, 3 days, and then all of a sudden when the weather changed for spring, I get hit. But I always get hit whenever we have a dramatic weather change anyway, so it doesn't matter, but I at least caught it before it got bad. Diane 57 is here. She says hi T and everyone. Hi Diane. Mary Lee Blackwell says hi T and everyone. And then Sandra says there are more nasty bugs and snakes the further south you go. Ooh. I don't want any more bugs. Vicky says Northern Michigan supposed to get 6 to 8 inches of snow. Ugh. And I do have family in Michigan, but they're northern because they're Detroit area. So and Christine is reminding everybody to give this video a thumbs up. Also, while I'm going through the shout out box, if you got any questions about quilt related things, go ahead and put those into the chat box. I'll be answering those as I come to them. I got very few intro just to tell you what I've been doing business wise. Pat Moffitt is here. She says hi to everyone from New Hampshire. Hi Pat. Mary Smith says hi T. Glad you're, I'm assuming, okay. Thanks, Pat. Eric's asking what is our topic tonight. Whatever we make it, because I didn't make one. I'm barely sliding in here. Mary Smith is here. She says, hi T, glad you're back. Hi everybody from Brooklyn. Hi Mary. Rhonda says, my husband was talking when you responded on the tearaway designs. I was gonna say, I can't remember what brand I used because it was so long ago. I have used like the border kind, where you put the paper on and then I've done the borders, and I'm saying that it must be okay, because if it wasn't, it would have been memorable enough for me to remember that it wasn't okay. So that's what I think about them. So I think that they're okay. And I know Golden Threads also has paper that you quote on top of, and people seem to like it, and if they didn't, they wouldn't be in business. So I'm thinking that you will be okay. Kathy says, can I insert a jersey shirt with the other t-shirts, the basketball type? Yes, you can. I actually did a whole quilt on basketball jerseys. I even talked about what I used to stabilize those with, and I did a whole video. I don't know if it's a series or if it's just a basketball jersey quilt, but it might be a series as well. So everything should be listed under t-shirt quilt category, though. I have like a playlist. But you most definitely can. You're welcome, Orna. And then Eric says, okay, I have a topic. What kind of needle do you use on your machine? Are you talking about the regular sewing machine for piecing, or are you talking about for long arm quilting? For regular piecing, I just use Smith's needles. Now, I do have packages of those higher brand needles, but for some reason I have so many Smith's needles that I don't even get a chance to use them. I have like Metallica needles as well. So, but I don't, right now I'm doing mostly just piecing, and I just use the regular Smith's needle size 11. I don't know what the comparable number is for that. Is it an 80? I can't remember. Or a 70. It might be 70. Since I don't have it in front of me. Anybody else want to share what type of needles they use in their machines? Let me slide down just to see. My desktop screensaver just came on. Okay, so we'll come back and see if anybody else has more to add to that needle topic. Nancy says, when you scrap or piece quilt, do you attach to paper, muslin, or anything? This is new to me. And I do have a video on it's on the string quilting level. I don't remember but I think it's called, I was just gonna say I don't remember, but now I remember. It's everything you want to know about string quilting. And in there, I tell you when I use paper or some kind of foundation and when I don't. Most of the time, if I'm using a foundation, I'm mostly using a paper foundation, and I'm mostly only using them on things where I want something to match up. It's the short answer. I'll use other foundations like a muslin foundation if I'm doing a crazy quilt block that I'm actually going to go back and do stitching on top because I want that extra layer of fabric for stabilization. And you could also use like an interfacing. I don't like interfacings as well because they might shrink up, but you could use like a stabilizer. It wouldn't shrink up. I guess my sinuses, hold on. I thought I was gonna sneeze. My eyes are watering. Ugh. But yeah, so I do have a whole video series on that. Also, it's a video that I do called, it's that one where I have the point going through the middle where they have to line up. That's a second video you might want to watch as well. And I'm blocking the name of the actual block right now, but it's a string block as well. But it has 4 pieces that come in and make like a friendship star kinda. But it's not a friendship star. Linda DeVito says, welcome from Rockaway, New Jersey. Hi, Linda. Dawn Cunningham is here. She says, here from Greenville, South Carolina. My main computer crashed and had been trying to figure out how to join chat. 15-year-old son had to help. Always. And Bonita asked, are you making your pound cake for Easter? Probably. They'll probably ask for it for that. And then Don also said hello to everyone, or hey to everyone. Diane 57 wants to know, how do you set your machine up for bobbin work, home machine? And all of these questions are not just for me. If anybody want to join in, please do so. Bobbin work. I have not done bobbin work in such a long time that I can't even remember, because all I did was when I do bobbin work, I hand wound the thread on because I don't want it on tight. So I'm one of those people that do not use my bobbin winder to wind the thick thread. So I'll wind it by hand so that I can know what that tension is and that it's not really stretched tight. And then I probably would do 2 or 3 of them depending on how big my project is going to be. And then I just take one piece, a test piece of the same size or whatever I'm stitching on, and then I would make sure that it's working. So I adjust my tension based on what's happening with my stitching. So I can't even tell you what I did. I just did it through trial and error. So if anybody has some magic numbers for Diane, please share them. And Diane says that she used Oregon size 14 needles. We got Deborah Richards here. Hi, Deborah. She says, hi, Miss T. Don and Eric is telling Nancy that you don't necessarily have to, and that's true, because when you put paper in, you got to tear paper out. So just be cautious of that. Some people don't mind tearing the paper out, but I'm one of those people that I didn't like it. So I figured out ways to not have paper in string blocks unless absolutely necessary. Don says, quilting machine have to use Gross Beckett, sewing just Universal Smiths. So she's kind of like me. June Hansen, she says she uses Smith size 14. And I used to use size 14 needles until I ran out of them. And I found that if I'm just piecing 2 pieces of cotton, that I can get away with using size 11s. You know how you get those packets? Sometimes they'll run out all of the size 14 packs that are all 14 needles. And then I would get one of those multi-packs that might have 2 11s, 2 14s, and 2 16s or something like that. And so I had all of these 11s laying around. I'm like, well, let me try these. And they actually piece really good for just 2 pieces of cotton. Now, if I'm going to do belt folding stuff with batting or working on other type of projects, then I do have to take that size 11 needle out. Eric says, I just got a new Juki. It don't like the Juki needles. Go figure that one. And that's really strange because all of my singers don't like Smith's needles, but they like only Singer needles. So at least they were consistent with that. Orna says she used Oregon needle size 90-14s. Bonita says she uses Oregon needles 12 and 14. Anyone ever saw a needle smaller than 12? I thought Smith's had, maybe I'm thinking about Singer that has size 11. Maybe that's Singer, and I'm using a 12. Linda says she uses Smith's. Pat Moffitt says, what is bobbin work? The short answer to it, which is a whole nother process and lesson in itself, is that you're winding decorative threads that are so thick that they won't go through your needle. Like you can put yarn, chenille type stuff like that. You can put it in your bobbin, so you wind it on your bobbin. But when you go to sew, you have to sew so that the right side is flipped so that it's next to your feed dogs, because now your bobbin thread has turned into your top thread. And most people use it with free motion, but you can elongate your stitches and use it. You can use it with your feed dogs up as well, but most people use it with their feed dogs down. The only time I probably would do couching now is if I would do it on my embroidery machine, but it's been so long since I did that. You all woke Eric up with the pound cake, Bonita. It's your fault if he acts up. Linda says she uses Smith's needles. I think I said that one, sorry. Think so. Rose Walls is here. She says, quick hello, everyone. Hi, Rose. I'm assuming Rose gonna have to dip in and go back out. Hope your quilting is doing okay. Diane says, is it better to use a separate bobbin case? On my baby locks, they actually give us a second bobbin case to do all of our bobbin work or stuff where we want to change the bobbin tension, so that way we're not messing with our original bobbin. So if I was you, I would get a separate bobbin case. Eric says the Bonita Longarm uses a regular machine needle. He says, I think the other companies are following their lead. Bonita says, I have a project that calls for jean needles. Have you used that one, and what was the outcome? Yes, I've used jean needles a lot. I use jean needles anytime I'm going to sew through 4 layers of fabric. Like say you're making a strap for a tote, and so you're folding in all of that fabric, and then sometimes you've got a piece of stabilizer or a piece of batting in there as well. So I use jean needles a lot for stuff like that. I also use it for rag quilts when you're sewing through flannel, 2 pieces of flannel or something like that. I just used a bigger needle for that kind of stuff. So I've used it a lot. Pat says, that's interesting. I would love to see a video of that. It probably won't be for me. I'm not going to say never ever, but I got so many things that I'm behind on that for something that I'm not going to use, or even I now use my embroidery machine if I'm going to do couching. So I don't know about that, so I'm not going to promise. Ann says, I also use a Superior top stitch needle, size 12 and 16. Bonita's telling Eric, don't get her in trouble. And Eric says he used to use denim needles for quilting since it's made stronger. Eric's not helping Benita out. He said, Ed Diane, never heard of that needle. Is it only for top stitching? So the superior top stitch needle he's talking about. Kathy says, hi Tian everyone, enjoyed your video on bag of scraps. I bought several scrap bags and it's hit or miss. Yes, and I asked in that video because I have another video that I had purchased from her in March. So I wanted to make sure before I start editing that video if anybody was even interested in them. So the people that responded all said that they love to see the scrap bag. So I'll go ahead and edit the other one and get it up as well when I get time. I did a video for Arteza and I got to get it uploaded. It takes so long to upload videos with my carrier. Joan says, hi everyone, I almost missed you. Hi Joan Elkins. Rose Wall says, I have used G needles like T says for thicker materials. Also some quilting. I have forgotten and pieced with them. Okay, it just means that your hole is bigger, but cotton is one of those fabrics that once it's wet, gets washed, it will draw back into itself. So your holes, if you have a hole from using a larger needle and you're using 100% cotton, most likely it will close up. Okay, so what do I have going on? I talked about the fact that we've got AQS Paducah. I will be there from the 24th through the 27th of this month. So that's Wednesday through Saturday. And then I also have Hearts and Hands Quilt Guild of O'Fallon, Illinois, which is metropolitan St. Louis area, is having a quilt show on June 8th and 9th, which is Saturday and Sunday. Saturday 10 to 5, Sunday 11 to 4. Admission is $7. And it is at Whiteside Middle School, 11 Warrior Way, Belleville, Illinois. So I'm just going to hold this up here so people could pause the screen if they're seeing this later and get this information. Also, my guild's having a quilt show called, it's the Flower Valley Quilt Show number 18. It's Saturday, September 21st, 9 to 4. Sunday, September 22nd, noon to 4. It's at St. Angela Mercy, 3860 North Highway 67, Florissant, Missouri, 63033. We have a beautiful raffle quilt that we worked on. We have Jennifer English as our featured quilter. So if you are in the St. Louis metropolitan area, or if you're going to be traveling through on these days, please plan to stop by. We will also have Ann Hazelwood doing quilt appraisals. We'll have Men's Barbecue Club preparing food for sale. And Debbie Huey, who's probably not on here, she's our quilt show chairperson. We're keeping her busy. Can you see? Wait a minute. I can't point to this. How do I get to that? Can you see this over here? I can't point to it. This Teaquilts thing, the Scrap Queen. Sorry, guys. That's one thing that I have been working on is, I told you all a lot more with branding. So at my quilt show, I am actually the vendor chairperson. So I've been sending out letters for vendors, trying to get people to sign up to be a vendor. I'm also going to be a vendor. So I have been doing stuff like that for the show. I've bought like table covers and this box right here, this green box. That's a Casio cash register. So I also purchased that. In addition to that, I also purchased like a laser light to check if bills are real, and I also bought money pins. Now I don't think I'll have a problem at a quilt show, but eventually I might end up vending at like say flea markets or yard sale type things, and so I want to make sure I'm not getting funny money. What else did I have? Oh, I made a lot of shirts. I actually got another shirt order. I did not do a video on it. I got a shirt. I did a shirt for a friend. Oh, because he does lectures and I wanted to help him with his branding as well. And so when I made him a shirt, he talked about it with me and decided that maybe that would be a good shirt for his club with a slight modification. And so I did that as well. And I've made so far like 23 shirts. Let me see, 19 and 3, 22, 24 shirts for him. And so I also made 2 other shirts. I was practicing on a shirt for me. I want to make for my mother, make her a Mother's Day shirt. So this is mine. I told my daughter I didn't put an establisher on it because I might want to get a trade in. And so this here is the shirt that I made for my mom. So she's got 8, I got 8 children, so you can't see it on here probably, but 3 names here, 3 names over here is 6. Up here, the 2 in red are the ones that are no longer on earth with us, or in physical body, shall I say. So that's that. And then, oh, I know what I needed to show you. You all asking about the sign that I made my daughter for her laundry room. And some of you are in here. I think Bonita and Claudette asked. So I can only show you a picture because I didn't take any pictures of it. So I have no way. She sent me this picture. I can upload it to Teaquilts Facebook group now. But here is the sign. She took this picture. So you're not going to get the best image of it, but so hopefully you all saw that. I'm trying to make sure I'm not frozen at the same time. Okay, so let me go back and check and see who else has come into the room. I see Rose saying that she has to leave. Bye, Rose. If I caught you in time. Kathy says, I recently used a denim needle on a jelly roll rug. It was great, and that's a great idea because that's one of those projects where you are folding in all those layers with a piece of batting in the middle. So that's a good place to use a denim needle. Eric says, I may be in St. Louis in September. Don't be surprised if I show up. All right. We'll have a party. Diane says you need to check out the shaft of top stitch needles. Barbecue Club. Okay, that's it. I'm so going. Yes. We have some great Catholic churches around here. So if you rent their facility, 9 times out of 10, the men's clubs will barbecue that day. And they do a really good job. June says, I use a jean needle when I do jean quilts. Work great. EJ's daughter is here. She says, hello. Well, says, hello everyone, I'm making satin sleep caps for my sister. That's pretty cool. I need to make me some satin sleep caps. I have purchased, what's the name of the company? Begins with an E. Wait a minute. They changed their name. They don't put it on the hat anymore. They just got initials. I don't even know what these initials mean. I don't know, but it's got just the initial on them. But I do purchase them. But I keep saying, girl, you can make these hats yourself. So good that you're actually doing it. Diane, you're crazy, but you're so true. My finger was pointing in your face. And Trey say, what's the name of the jeans needle? If you're using Smith's, it's just like a size 16, and they even have size 18, 20 needles. So it just depends on how thick you need. They might be called a leather needle as well. And June helped her, said it's a size 16. Thank you. Thank you, Benita. She's saying, so cute, love the saying. And then Sandra also says that sign is so cute. So, for me, that's it for me today. You all have any questions? I know we got some other newbies on here. If you still got more questions, we welcome them. We love giving our opinion. So if you got any questions, go ahead and ask. No one else had any tips for Nancy with, I'm hoping that Nancy is still here, that Nancy is talking about with string quilting, but I've covered everything that I can tell you about strings in the videos. And the next videos that I will be doing is the next thing I'm doing is gonna be like more block stuff, like where I've done different things with them, like the one time where I made them into use strings for my spool blocks, for the quilt spool blocks or the thread spools. And she says she's heading to my Facebook group. But most of the information on strings is on my YouTube channel. But you can still join. We love to have everybody. And then over there, you can also share pictures of your projects as well. Nancy says she needs lots of help. And you can ask over there too. We'll try to help over there as well. And you can also, if you're having difficulty with something, Facebook is such an easier venue for me to see exactly what your problem is, because you can always just upload a photo, whereas on YouTube they would not let subscribers upload photos. Don says, are you working a booth at Paducah? Yes, I am. I will be working with Fabritique, and I haven't even looked to see what her vendor number is for her booth, but she did tell me that we are in the main auditorium where you will find your best of show quilts. Where in there, I don't know at this point. She changed locations this year. Bonita says, I have some fabric that I really don't want to cut. What blocks showcase the fabric versus cutting up in little pieces? And I can't, there's a book called 9-Patch Pizzazz, and you don't even have to buy the book. If you just find the book, and you can see on the cover what they do with fabric that they don't want to cut. I've done that with panels, but you can make like 9 patches with some of the fabric, and then the majority of the fabric is just cut into big chunks. Or you can do like a Ricky Tim's thing, where you can do like a convergence quilt, where instead of cutting like wide strips, you're just putting like smaller strips through it. Like say you cut 1-inch strip, 1.5-inch strip, and then you just cut your fabric piece and add those strips in, and it just gives it that window feel to it. So you don't have to do a whole lot with it. The fabric itself is going to be pretty. And I bought a piece of fabric from I didn't buy this fabric. Fabritique has pretty unique fabrics, and I got some from her when I was at IQF. And yes, I do have some video of IQF. I did not even get a chance to walk around and see the whole show because I was working, but I will upload those videos. I'm just trying to get caught up on some back videos. I like to try to do them in order so that I don't forget to upload something. So that's why you haven't seen the IQF footage yet. And matter of fact, when I get to that footage, I probably am not going to do a whole lot of editing on that. I'm just going to let it roll. And I did meet quite a few of you quilters there. So I met Steve, and he was very interesting. We talked for a bit. He was really interesting to talk to. Had a good time, saw a lot of you all. Some of you all were clowning, and I just enjoyed it. And appreciate you all stopping to spend some of your time with me while you were at the show. I appreciate that. Sharon says, hi guys. Hi Sharon Martin. Nancy says, when is Paducah? Paducah is the 24th, Wednesday, April 24th through the 27th, 2019. Paducah, Kentucky show. It's the main AQS show. June says, Bonita, I took some material, made it as panels. People are telling Bonita to try Layer Cake Love by Margaret Lewin. Nancy Chandler says, gotta go, guys. So enjoyed and can't wait for next time. See you next week, hopefully, Nancy. Bye-bye. And my niece talking about, hey, auntie, I want to be just like you when I grow up. See, my problem is that I won't stay focused in one craft. I have done scrapbooking, and then, of course, card making, which I just consider all of that to be paper crafting. So I'm just going to say that's one. And then I've done crocheting, quilting. I tried knitting. Knitting didn't like me. And so, of course, making clothes. Now I only make clothes if I am going to make it quilted fabric, okay? So I'm not just gonna make a plain outfit. What else? And now I'm doing t-shirts, so there's no telling what I'll do. And then I did my daughter's sign, so yeah, I'm just nuts. My husband just looks at me like I'm just losing my mind. I have always been like a gadget junkie. I love any new gadgets, love to try them out. And if I don't finish the project, I'm okay with that. A UFO or work in progress don't bother me at all. Rosalind Lloyd is here. She says, hi T. My 4-year-old granddaughter is always telling me, I'm watching you, Teaquilts. I'm going to order her a t-shirt. That's cute. That is cute. Yeah, because you already got the purple shirt. Bonita Nan says, thanks everyone for the suggestions. Mary Lee says, bye to everyone. Bye. Also check out eQuilts for patterns, Bonita. Yes, I do have triple digit UFOs, but part of it is not my fault. Part of it is because of teaching, doing lectures, and I like sometimes I'll make a quilt and then I give that quilt away and then I go, that quilt would have been great to put in a lecture, or I create a new lecture later, and so then I might go back and just make a portion of it. But technically it's still a UFO, so I just go ahead and count it. So I don't know what else to do with it, but soon as I finish it, like most of my UFOs, I'll look at them and then I'll go, okay, I'm going to finish this UFO. And as soon as I finish it, somebody requests me to teach that workshop and I have to start over again. Because I'm one of those teachers that I like to teach all the different learning styles. Some people you can tell them what to do. Some people you can show them what to do. Some people you got to have an example of every step of what's done. And so I try to make sure that I can teach to all levels. But yes, I do have triple digit UFOs. I don't even know how many I have anymore. I know I don't think I've started anything that needed to go on that list. That's why I don't know what the number is. Q Red Sox says, T, do you have an opinion on the So Easy portable tables to bring to retreats? How about if I tell you that I bring one to retreats? Most retreats you'll get a table to yourself. Some retreats you may have to share a table, so you're only going to get half a table. Either way it goes, I like to have like a small press station on my table. I like to have somewhere that I can cut, and then I like to have a place that I can have my machine. And then you got to have the supplies on the table. So that's why I always take my So Easy table when I go on retreats. So They are, like when I bought it like either the first or second year it came out. It debuted at one of the Paducah quilt show. And they were probably maybe $100 or a little bit more than $100 for the small table. And now they have since changed how they manufacture it and everything else. And so, of course, you've got time as a factor. Things are going to increase in price. But I do know that they're costly. Mine is getting to be pretty beat up that I may have to eventually break down and buy one. But right now, I'm just ignoring every scratch I got on it. But it's, I want to say, I'm blocking, but I'm guessing maybe 10 years old or something like that, my table is. So it's held up pretty good. Shut up, Eric. Joan Elkins says thumbs up, everybody. Okay. So that's all I have. We still got like 15 minutes or more. You're welcome, Christine. So most gadgets I will buy and try out, but lately I haven't been so fast to put my money out. And I still haven't done a review on these other two items. Let me see if I can find them. I have two items I haven't even done the review on yet. I have this tray here. I haven't done a review on this side lock, the quilter side lock. I actually purchased this on Amazon. I gave you all a link to it when I purchased it when we were at the Houston show, so it's probably on the Houston's video. And I bought this when we were going down. This was not at the show. But what I like about it, it doesn't have any lines on it. So the way that they use it is that they use your line rulers and then they take it away and they'll butt this up and then take the other ruler away. And then you can push down on this. And then these suction caps underneath, they hold your fabric in place and nothing slips. And what I do with it is that I use it when I'm trimming my lone quilts. I use my frame here to trim on, and then I like this because this goes through all of those layers with nothing slipping, and I haven't had any problem with slippage. So do I like this ruler? Yes, I do. I actually love this ruler. I just hadn't come back and done a product review on it, but I do love it and I do use it. And now I'm even using it with my vinyl crafting because I use it to cut my vinyl into various size pieces. Like I'll buy vinyl by the 5-yard roll, and then I take that 5-yard roll and then I slice it into 12-inch width so that I can use it in my Silhouette Cameo 3 cutter. Love this ruler. And then this one I have not even taken out of the packet, the True Grip system. And this is by, it's one of the Grace Company. I had to get the name of it, the Grace Company. So I haven't even used it, haven't even taken it out, but this is supposed to be more ergonomically useful. You know, they all have the gimmicks on the ergonomics and what's better for you. And sometimes I would just buy things like this to do a review on, but I haven't done anything with it yet. So maybe sometime soon. I'm trying to put it back in the tray. Hold on. I don't want to have to be bothered with it later. I'm trying to clean stuff up, not pull stuff out. Let's see. And Eric says, hey T, by the way, how is the Panasonic cordless iron holding up? The Panasonic iron is actually a great iron. It's a great iron for traveling or a great iron for pressing pieces. If you're talking about ironing like long rows, the iron to me is too small. But other than that, it heats okay. It holds steam. I haven't had any problems with water drippage, and I've been using this one iron since I did the Missouri Star Retreat, which not the one where we went, not the retreat, but I went with two other ladies, not the one where I just did the retreat. So that's been about 4 years ago. So this iron has lasted longer than a lot of other irons that I've had, so I really can't talk about it in that sense. It's just not super duper hot like a Rowenta or Olfa, and not Olfa, the one where you press and it goes up and down. I can't think of all these names of everything, and that's because I haven't had one of those irons in years, because mine's went bad and I've been so scared to buy another one. But so that iron, I take it every time I go on retreat. I take it every time I go on a trip, like when I stay in a hotel room by myself. I take it as my iron because I never use the hotel irons. They're just trash. So I always take that iron. So it's been used. When I first got it, I probably used it 6 months straight, and then I put it up, and then I only used it on trips. But it's been doing very well. Hold on, let me see. My brother is here. He says, hey sis, I'm here. You got my thumbs up already. Thank you so much. Eric says, okay, I guess this will turn into a product review video. Well, you all asked me questions. And then Eric did say that the True Cut is awesome. I like it better than the Martelli only because they have larger sizes. And I just need to get it out and start practicing with it and use it. I need to do a video on it, and that's why I haven't used it, because I haven't had time to do a video, so it's just been sitting there. June says, T, my Cut broke. I sent it in and they sent me a fixed replacement, so they do stand behind their products. Are you talking about like the Grand Mark machine, June, when you say Cut? Because that's what they sell, is the Grand Mark, and it's similar to the Studio. So that was June. I was trying to see if June would respond, but I'll go ahead and read other comments. Rosin says, do you have videos of scrapbooking? I might have like a few projects where I remember making some cat cards that were the cat heads bobbled. So yeah, I do have some, but I can't remember all the topics. So I probably have a paper crafting playlist or something like that, Rosalind. Those videos didn't get a lot of views, so every time I crafted, I didn't do any, but I have not made any cards in about a year though, except for when I go to card making class. This year, this is my 3rd month now that I've been to card making class, because I'm like, if you're not going to make cards at home, you at least got to go to card class. So I do go to card class. And Joan and Sharon and Janet say that they love Oliso. I love the whole concept of Oliso, but if you are a prominent crafter and you leave your iron on for 8 hours or more a day, that iron, it just couldn't handle it. Mine's lasted about 6 or 7 months, and I don't even bother to send them back within that 1st year warranty, because you got to pay for shipping and all of that. It's like I'll buy a new iron by the time I do all of that. Joan says, my Panasonic doesn't seem to stay hot long enough. And that's the funny thing. Mine do stay hot long enough while it's off the base. I don't know how long you're having it off the base, but the times that I've needed it to be off the base, it stayed hot. It's hotter if it has steam in it as compared to if you're a person that don't use steam, then the iron is not going to be very hot. And Eric says that he's heard of a lot of people say that about the Panasonic Iron. And then Joan also seconds. She says, yes, if you're piecing small fabrics, it's okay. But no way you can iron a quilt top. Yes, and I wouldn't even want to iron like a row that I put together. I wouldn't even want to iron that with that iron. Not even a half of a row for a bed-size quilt. So if you're working with, while you're piecing your blocks and all of that, then yes, that's a fantastic iron. I like weight in an iron, and that does not have any weight or enough weight for me. So weight also helps to press out wrinkles, in my opinion. So Sharon Martin says, my favorite iron is a Rowenta. Mine is too. It's just that I refuse to pay that kind of money for it every 6 months. They just don't make them like they used to. And I've tried getting one that said it was made in Germany. I don't know if the box lied or what, but it didn't last any longer than the ones that I didn't look to see where it was made. So I just don't think irons, and I'm not going to even say irons only, because I feel like all appliances, if you remember, our parents would have refrigerators and stove, and these things would be passed down to a whole nother generation. They would even last a whole lifetime or more. And so they just don't make appliances or electronics like they used to. They want us to come back and spend our money. And I was looking at refrigerators the other day, and they were saying that the refrigerators were only guaranteed for like 10 years, I think. And I'm like, 10 years? I've had my current refrigerator since 1996. So I just said, okay, my ice maker's not working. I'm going to see if I can find somebody to fix it instead of getting a new refrigerator. And it makes me nervous to purchase new appliances, because if you're only saying they're going to last for 10 years, that's a problem. And I had that same issue when we got our AC units. They're not, and our furnaces are not giving that long 20-year plan like they used to anymore. Things are changing. Rita Williams is here. She says, hi, T and everybody. I almost missed you. We're almost at the end. Let me see. 7:56. So if we still got stuff to talk about, I'll talk. But if we don't, then I'm going to get off at 8. June says, AccuQuilt Go. I had mine for 8 years, so I was surprised but very glad. Yeah, so she had the AccuQuilt Go. And I had my Go handle mess up on me when I had mine, and they sent me, I sent my Go in, and they sent me another refurbished Go back. That was before I purchased my studio. As soon as I got that back, it was like, no, it took them like since my die cutting system wasn't going to be here and I wasn't going to have one, that's when I bought the studio system. It's like, I don't know how long they're going to have this. I'll go buy me a new one. Okay, and then Joan is saying that she's going to fill it. She's meaning she's going to put water in the Panasonic Iron. But I feel like they heat better with water. And I know a lot of quilters are now going to not pressing with steam. But I still love steam. And I press and I don't iron. So I don't know when steam became such a bad person. But I still use water in my irons. I think the reason why people don't put water in their irons is because the irons are not lasting. June says that I had that iron and it just didn't stay hot for me. And that could be true. Sometimes, like I said, they make a certain batch and it just might be a bad batch or something on those Panasonics. And I'm in no way cheerleading for the company, because I feel like I expected more out of the iron myself. When they were advertising the iron, they didn't advertise it as this is for when you want to press your blocks. So I wasn't even thinking about that it wasn't going to do long lengths of fabric. So June says it took 2 weeks, but I have a friend that had one, so I took a day and used hers. Okay. And Sharon says she uses steam. Paula Pittage is here, I guess. She said, I guess that's how you say your name. I'm sorry if I butchered it. She says, hi. I sew on a featherweight, but would like to purchase a machine with more stitches. Don't want to spend an arm and a leg. Do you like your computerized Singer? My computerized Singer is a Singer XL 1000, and actually I loved it. It was an embroidery machine as well, if that's the one you're asking me about. So yes, I did love it. If you're finding a used one, good for you, because I loved it. That's when Singers were made very well. Eric says, it's my distant relatives in Asia. They're getting cheaper. Okay, he's talking about those appliances. Pamela says, hi, T and everyone. I know I joined at the end. Yeah, we're almost done, Pamela, but welcome in here anyway. Bonita says, I have a Panasonic iron. I had to use my corded iron, and it was a rude awakening. I forgot how heavy it is, laughing out loud. Yes, because that Panasonic, it is not a heavy iron, so it will not get out like stubborn wrinkles. Patricia Whipple is coming in. She says, I'm so late. Hi, everyone. Hi, Patricia. Sharon says, don't buy a Singer, try a Juki. Sharon, she was asking about like an older model Singer. I think she's found that she's probably can get a good price on. And if it's the Singer XL 1000, I do recommend that. Except that, here's the problem. If it's an embroidery machine, you can forget it, because the software does not hook up to the new computers. It don't work with Windows 10. We found that out. I think that was me and Sharon that found that out, if I'm not mistaken. It might have been somebody else. But I had one of my subscribers, we were trying to figure out how to make it work, and I hadn't used it in years. So, yeah, if it's an older Singer, then yeah, you can use it if you're just wanting it to do straight decorative stitches. If you're looking for it to embroider, you're not going to be able to hook it up to any software unless you have an old computer with like Windows. I think like 2007 would work. Windows 2007 or earlier. So Windows 98, Windows XP, those versions of Windows. The software doesn't work. Remo JS says hello from Bowie, Maryland. Hi, welcome. June says you are also to use distilled water in your irons, and I have an OGE, had it for years. Okay, I do have distilled water, but it's so weird because some of the packaging will tell you not to use distilled water, and then some of them will recommend, like my steamer wants distilled water, but all my irons have always said don't use distilled water. And Sharon is saying vintage Singers are fine. Eric says, I bought an industrial machine. It was actually cheaper than the regular domestic machines. And I was looking at a domestic machine, and I think it was a Janome at one of the local quilt shops. And it was heavy. It was all metal too, which was interesting. I have never been interested in industrial machine, but I think the next time one of my machines go out, I just might replace it with an industrial machine that will just do a straight stitch and a zigzag. I don't need all the fancy stitches on it. I think that's going to be my next move. And Bonita says it was her. It was her that we were talking about, the Singer XL 1000. But other than that, it sews great. It machine quilts beautifully, like free motion quilting. That was my favorite machine to free motion quilt on my domestic sewing machines, of all of them. Pamela says, I have a Singer 2000 and it still works fine. Sharon Martin says, Rowena says use tap water, not distill. See, and that's what I'm saying. It's so confusing, but no matter what I put in them, they ain't lasting anyway. So that's why I was surprised. I know that I've only used the Panasonic for like 6 months when I first got it, and now I'm just sporadically using it. But by now, I would have expected that iron to be dead. Matter of fact, what I probably didn't tell you all was when I bought the iron, I had such high hopes for it that I actually purchased 2 irons because I got a great price on it, or a decent price. I bought one when I was at Missouri Star, and then when I came home and I really liked it when I first used it, like the first thing out of the box, I was just pressing some little pieces of fabric. So I went on Amazon and they had it even cheaper than what I had paid at Missouri Star, so I purchased it because I didn't want the price to go up on me when it went out in a year. So I have not even used it. I got one that's brand new in the box. Never used it. So we got Joan says, my friend asked about sewing machines at Goodwill. The lady went to the back, brought out an old Singer, charged her $8, worked great. Well, I'm going to have to start asking because I go in there looking but don't ask. June says, I guess I'm old school. My mama always says, laughing out loud, so I do. Eric says, T, when your Singer starts going backwards again, buy the... Well, aren't you being real positive? Buy the console machine. It sews, it straight stitches and zigzags. Okay, and that's a steal, Joan. Okay, so yes, I will remember that, but I went through and I was surprised that how much faster the industrial machines will sew, because I put my pedal to the metal in my machine. Even though it says it's fast, it's not really like super fast as if it was an industrial machine. And sometimes I sew fast and sometimes I don't. It just depends on what I'm sewing. Like if I'm crumb piecing or string piecing, then yes, I want to just shoot those things through. And I just have to laugh at the at Jordan's Fabrics. When she's sewing them pieces, she just zoomed them pieces through. She don't care what it is she's sewing. So, and then Eric says that his goes 5,500 stitches a minute. Whoa, woo, that's a lot. I got stuff, notifications popping up on my phone. Okay, so it's 8:05, guys. I think I'm gonna go take my mom her t-shirt just to get out of the house because I haven't been out the house all day. And I will see you all. We didn't even talk about a topic for next week, but next Wednesday I'll be in Paducah, so I don't know if I'm gonna be on here at 7 or it could be a little later. So we'll just see you next week and we'll just talk about what's going on in Paducah. Okay? See you, everybody. Bye-bye. Good night. I'm laughing at Eric. He says he only sewed 120 stitches per minute. June Hanson's dad had a industrial machine. She wished she had kept it.